This picture here, it means a lot to us, because we had just arrived to the place where we were staying in Haiti, and we had just gotten off the bus, and we were really tired, and we all wanted to shower and eat food. But my mom, who was there, was like, "No, guys, we got to take this photo." And of course, no one wanted to, but reluctantly we did. So, yeah. And the reason it means a lot is because it's the only photo of us as a group before the earthquake.
It's sort of interesting looking at the picture now because we know, as well as all of you probably know, that we were about to go through something pretty crazy. And just knowing that at that time we didn't know what we were about to go through. But we got to the compound there at Haiti Arise in Grand Guave, Haiti, and we were there for about 45 minutes. And most of us, I think all of us except for one person, was in the building at the time the earthquake happened. And it was life-changing, I guess, is something I could say about it. But I was personally in a bedroom downstairs when the earthquake happened with about 4 other girls. And it was crazy. Like, it took a while for us to register what was actually happening. But we got thrown to the ground, and there's 2 bunk beds in the room that we were in when it was happening. And they're just going from side to side really crazy and stuff. When the earthquake finally stopped, there was people yelling in the house and stuff to get outside. So we ran outside, and then we decided that we needed to get to higher ground because there was fear that there was going to be a tsunami. So we all hauled up onto a bus and drove through Grand Guave to get to this higher ground. But as we were going through, this was when we finally saw the destruction of the earthquake. You can change the picture. So, yeah, this is when we saw what we had just gone through, what had actually happened because of it. And going through a really hard thing was the fact that we had this bus. We were privileged enough to have this resource to take us to safety. But all these people in the streets that we were passing didn't have the same resource, didn't have the same privilege that we had. So we were all having a really hard time with not being able to help them. And an image that stuck in a lot of our minds was this one man who was holding a child as he was walking through the streets. And this child had a white towel draped over his or her face, and it was covered in blood. So that's something that we all sort of have with us ingrained in our memories. But once we got to the field that was at higher ground, there was about 200 other people who had come to the same area as us for refuge. And the evening went by really slowly. There's a lot of aftershocks going on and stuff. We didn't have a lot of stuff with us because we had to run out of the building. And it started to rain, I remember. Everyone was really scared. The one pivotal moment, I think, for everybody in this whole experience was sometime in the middle of the night, we were sort of awoken by this beautiful, soulful singing. And we looked out to see this huge circle that the community had formed, that all the people in this field had formed. And they were all together holding hands and singing and praying for the same thing. And when we saw this, we walked over and wanted to join them. And the Haitians looked behind them and saw us, and they opened their circle up for us and welcomed us into the circle with them. And that was the biggest sense of community that we felt. It was amazing.
The Haitians were very kind. Not only did they invite us into their circle and their community, but they also gave us food, water, and shelter. And for them, that's a really big thing, because a lot of them don't have it. So the irony is that we went down to help them, but they ended up helping us, and we were at their sake. So one thing that we did in return was, for example, we like did little jobs that they wanted, but we also distributed rights, and there was just like lots of people from all over. Once they heard that we were distributing rights, literally like just as far as you could see, people were running from, and there were massive lines of people waiting to get their little portion of rights. So yeah, that was one thing that we tried to do to get back to them. It was really stressful in Haiti. Just everything that had happened, and it was a very tough time. Like I remember, sometimes like our group would even fight, but overall we stuck together, and we loved each other, and really became a community of ourselves, and it was really awesome to feel that and see it and all that, and yeah, it was like a roller coaster ride of emotions, and that ride didn't end when we got home. There were reporters and stuff that would be like, "Oh, hey, are you glad it's over?" It's not over. It's never going to be over. It's always going to continue. And it was very hard to integrate back into normal society with the constant thoughts of Haiti in our head every single day, very often. It was very hard, especially to go back to school and stuff. Like, I know some of us even were using drugs and alcohol for the wrong reasons, to forget and all that.
And for me, what I did to cope with it was to just sort of hide. Like, the school did an unbelievable job of setting up all these like awesome counselors from Vancouver that were specified in post-traumatic stress. They brought them in and had all these programs set up for us to use, but I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I just wanted to get back to my life, I guess, and not have to be reminded of it even more. But oh yeah, okay, so when we're in Haiti, I think the majority of us made like a sort of self-commitment to go back and to help them and to see them through the difficultness of the earthquake. So I got an opportunity to go down for the second time in August, and we stayed for a week, and our purpose to the second trip was to focus on the kids and help the kids through post-traumatic stress. And we did this by holding these children ministries. So we had kids come out from the community and extended it to anybody who wanted to come. So kids came from all over, and we talked to them about the healthy things to do through, like, to do for themselves because they're going through post-traumatic stress. And in teaching the kids about post-traumatic stress, I learned that I was actually also going through it for myself too. But at the same time, it just didn't compare at all because of all the resources and all the support that we have up here, and knowing that these kids don't have anything like that. Like, they've lost their parents, they don't have anywhere to live, they don't have any food. So that was pretty crazy. But we also got to play with the kids and build relationships with them and do crafts with them and hand snacks out to them. And we built a playground, so it was some pretty amazing stuff.
Actually, I'm going to talk about going back too, but also I forgot to mention it was like they were giving and providing us with food and all these things in Haiti, knowing that they had no escape and that in 1 week we were going to be gone. And yeah, it was tough to think about that. I recently just went back like a month ago, and it was amazing to be back. I went back to help Haiti, but also help myself. It did a lot of self-healing, and it was emotional being there, but it was really good to go back and see people I knew and stuff like that. And I remember I was like building some thing or something, and I was like, oh, this feels really good, like emotionally and physically. Like, I think I'm gonna go home and like sign up for like an international help organization, like Red Cross, or I don't know, just something to help people. But then after a few days of thinking and contemplating my decision, I thought, well, there are so few people with opportunities and skills that perhaps they should develop a skill. So I was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna go back and educate myself. And I was thinking nursing. So I came back and I talked to a college counselor, and I can sign up in 2 years, I guess. So yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Will be sweet. And yeah, that's.
And for me, I guess a big thing that I learned was through everything that we have up here, and realizing that all of the novelties and privileges that we have often stand in the way of what's really important, and that's community and family. And so I'm trying to go through, I guess, like a self-realization process in order to be able to give back to the people in my life and to the Haitians the level of love that they were able to give to us in those times where they had nothing else. So I'm doing that, and yeah, I'm gonna go back someday soon.